Alrighty then. We are live. We are looking good. Let me check. Where am I at? Not that one. This one. All right. How's everybody doing today? It has been a busy few weeks for me. I guess it's been, 2 weeks since I was last streaming. Because last weekend, Mrs. and I took a trip. It was very nice. No kids. It was awesome. And yeah, I was supposed to be camping this weekend, but due to weather, I'm not camping. So that's okay. I get to hang out with all you guys. I was going to do this tomorrow night, but that's okay. So let's see. Viking, what's up, dude? So I'll kind of go over what I've been up to over the last few weeks, and can go from there. So firstly, the Valorant Legacy is getting there. Vince, how you doing? Thank you for coming. The Valorant Legacy is wired now, and most everything is working. I have not tested the extruder yet, but I do know the heated bed works, the hot end works, the X and Y move in the correct directions. They now home sensorlessly because I was getting way too frustrated with trying to get the actual homing switches to work. So I said, the heck with it, and I'm gonna go with sensorless homing. It was not my plan because MJ, how you doing? Holla back. And I wanted to go with the original build for the most part, but sadly that was just not really an option because I could not get those switches to work, and I didn't have any other small ones, and it wasn't worth the money to buy new ones. So what I will be doing here, where'd I put the parts at? Oh, right here. So I went ahead and printed out all the pieces for the, what's it called? The clicky switch. I have all the parts here. I had to sand some of these down to get them to fit just nice and smoothly together, and they do now. So I'm going to be filming the closing for the electronics build, or for electronics video, I should say. And then instead of going to tuning, the next video is just going to be on the clicky probe because I feel that it needs one. The documentation is pretty good in GitHub. I had to follow a lot of links in there to be able to find all the ways to assemble it and whatnot. But now that I have everything kind of filed down where everything just slides so nicely together, I now can go ahead and get ready to do that. I have a problem. Can I ask you for help? Sure, Gravedigger. Always here to help. That's why I do the streams. But go ahead and post anytime. I'll address your question here in a moment. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing the clicky probe. I'm hopefully going to film this tonight after the stream, and then if not tonight, tomorrow, I am going to start the clicky probe video. So that should be good. But I have all the parts here. I've got the switch for it. I have all the screws and magnets and heat inserts, everything I need for that. So that would be good to get that done. And then once I have that, I can do a full homing sequence on the Valorant Legacy. So that has consumed quite a bit. It took a little while to get all the wiring done. I had to extend wires and all kinds of stuff. So I hope it's not too long of a video, but we'll see. It was pretty good. Aaron, how you doing, buddy? That's what I need to do, Aaron. Can I do it from here? There's a new moderator thing, and I need to change yours. What the heck? I can't figure out how to do it. I need to figure out how to add you to the other moderator tier, but I'll do that later. I just need to remember how to do that. Adam, what's up, dude? How you doing? Yeah, there was a new moderator tier that came out. So basically, you can manage the spam words and things like that. I was able to add your geared channel, but I wasn't able to add you. I don't know why. You wouldn't come up. I was able to add you, your other geared channel, and Brandon on there as the higher mods, but I will figure that out later. Anyways, yes, it is looking fantastic. I am extremely happy with how that's been so far. I'm just a little worried at homing the Z because it's a little tight with the palm lead screw nuts. It makes it quieter. It has no backlash, but it is a little bit stiffer to move. So I need to figure that out. All right, so Gravedigger's asked a question here. Okay, so I have a BTT SKR Mini E3 V2, and I don't have a heated bed, and my printer doesn't want to start printing, and on the display it's showing as bed heating. How do I remove this bed heating thing from the firmware? So I'm guessing you're going to be using Marlin, and all you have to do is take out the heated bed section of Marlin. You also could just say in your slicer, there's usually a checkbox that says heated bed question mark, and you check the box. Actually, I might be able to pull it up here for you. Let me, where are we at? Oh, let me silence my phone real quick. I don't need notifications right now. Okay, let me see. Christian Wizard. Don't install right now. So if we go to, okay, so let me switch over to that one. There we go. There I am. Yeah, so if I go to custom printer here, I go next. That's fine. Next. So you should be able to just tell it. Actually, you can't in there. But anyways, when you're in here, you can just not do heated bed. You can just turn that all to 0, and that will disable it. I think there's another way to disable it in here, actually. But you can pull it out of your firmware if you're using Marlin. Instead of recompiling firmware, doing it in the slicer, just set the slicer to 0, and that will be fine. George White, hello, how you doing? Let me know if that works out for you, Gravedigger. Give that a shot. Let us know. I'll be here for the next almost hour. I usually stream an hour on Saturdays, so by all means, try it out and let me know how it goes. What was I at? Yeah, but this has been looking really good. I'm hoping the Z homes properly, but again, we'll see once I get the Z probe done. The Sculpt Fun, if I move you guys right here, I've been doing a ton here with the laser cutter, or laser engraver, I should say. I ordered in some 3mm plywood from Amazon, and it's been working pretty good. I was able to make this little napkin holder, little box joint in there, and yeah, so it's actually been really pretty easy to use. It's got a lot of safety features in it, which is great. So I think it's a pretty good unit. It's pretty big. It's 450 by 500. 450 by, yeah, 500. So it is massive. It's enormous. I also made a couple other things, but hopefully going to do the video on that soon. Oh, you got the X1 Carbon Day. Look at you. Thank you, Gravedigger. This is bigger than my last place, so it's nice to have some space in here. The workbench and the wall have been a huge improvement because that's pretty much where my old office stopped. So being able to add that on there, having a nice big work surface, I can work on either printers or again, this laser cutter for right now, laser engraver. But yeah, it's got air assist built into it. I didn't have to, like I added that on the Elec Maker A4, whatever it was, way years ago. I added my own air assist onto that, but this coming with it, really nice. It cuts really well. So I'm going to do some more testing with it. I think I'm going to try to finish the testing this coming week, and then next weekend film the video on that. But that has been a lot of fun to use. I'm actually going to ask them if I can get some of the accessories and do a video on that, because they have both a laser table to use, which right now I'm just using some pieces to prop the part up off the ground, and they also have a rotating axis to add to this as well, which I think would also be really fun to try and do some engraving on some water bottles and stuff like that. Some glasses maybe. So it's only a 5-watt diode laser, so it's not crazy powerful, and to cut through the 3mm wood takes 3, sometimes 4 passes to cut through at 100%, which is fine. But that napkin holder took 55 minutes to cut out. So it's definitely not fast. But for small projects at home, it's been pretty good so far, so not too bad. So I'm the reason for upgrading my 3D to actually have you stream how to upgrade Anycube Mega Zero with the BTT SKR Mini. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you were able to do that. Yeah, it definitely was a lot better when I did that as well. I'm glad it's helping you and whatnot. Adam, you had asked, am I enjoying the Volrun build? Yes, I am. It's a little finicky to work with ABS. I'm getting better at it though. I did have to do some filing and sanding on like parts for the clicky probe. You can see it's like white in there from sanding it down, and here as well, just to be able to get these to really have a nice smooth mate when they go together and not be sticky at all. Because it needs the power of the magnets is what holds this here and nothing else. So I am enjoying it so far. I have not started printing the V0 parts yet. Yeah, do the same thing. Okay, good deal. I mean, I have an enclosed printer, Adam. I mean, I'm using Metroplex down here, my old FT5 that I've upgraded immensely and it's running Clipper now. That is my ABS machine. And the ABS prints, I mean, they come out pretty good. I mean, that's a good looking ABS print. You know, bottom layer, top layer is a little over extruded. I'll take that. But I mean, overall, I mean, they're good looking prints. It comes out pretty good. I probably need to do a little bit more tuning on it just to have, because again, I think I'm over extruding ever so slightly, which is why my top layer is a little raised. It's not quite nice and flat. You can definitely tell a little bit of over extruding there. But I mean, I'm happy with the quality that's coming off that printer for my standard. And I think, Adam, I think it's because, again, the over extruding, there's a little bit of jerk issues. I think I need to turn it down a little bit more on there. I think I still have my jerk settings a little bit too high, acceleration decel, excuse me, because definitely on the side of the clicky probe, the actual part that holds the probe is not quite straight. So I definitely had to file that straight because there's a little bit of wiggle to it as it printed vertically. And I think that's just due to my acceleration to deceleration. So again, it's more tuning to be done, but again, this was 5 minutes with a round and flat file, and I was able to get it to fit and slide in just ever so nicely. And I did print a second one as well, just so that I don't have to reprint and file and get this to fit properly. So I have another probe carriage, or actual probe itself, I guess, is actually on here. So, but yeah, I read through all the directions today. We were out for the afternoon and most of the evening, but this morning I read through all the documentation while I looked at that, and I'm feeling confident to be able to do that. So again, doing a dedicated video just to the clicky probe because I feel that it needs it, especially for the legacy. There's not many people printing this machine. There's very little documentation on it. There is no official documentation actually, so the only thing that's out there is what people have made videos on or blogged about, but I don't blog, so yeah, so that is that. What else was I going to talk about on that? The only thing that sucks is I've already cable managed the entire loom. I'm going to have to redo that because of the clicky probe sensor wire. I did not include that in my loom, so I'm going to have to wire that in as well. Not a huge deal, but just I did not think about having to do that, but that's okay. I was going to talk about something else. Oh, the filament came in. Yes, the filament came in. Okay, I'll give you guys the sneak peek since there's a whole whopping like 5 or 6 of you here. 9. Well, we got 9 right now. Okay, hot dog. So for the next build is the Volrun V0.1. I'm not doing a 0.2 because I already have all the parts for 0.1. And from the looks of it, there's pretty much no actual change, really. So use the inductive. Mayan M200 would like either modify, upgrade, the same thing new. What do you recommend under $200? Under 200 bucks. I guess the only real thing is an Ender 3. Under 200 bucks. I mean, or it's going to be some other Ender-ish i3 knockoff. But that's really the only thing you're going to get for under $200. It will give you bigger build space. It will give you probably the same print quality. The M200 was the same as the Monoprice Select Mini. But yeah, I would say, or you could take a look at an Anycubic 0V2. That's newer. I think that will be around 200 bucks. They have a heated bed and whatnot. I like Anycubic's bed situation a little bit better than I liked the Ender 3, but those are probably two. Anycubic Cobra Go. Okay, that's new. I haven't seen that one yet. But yeah, the Cobra Go, an Ender 3, V, whatever they are nowadays, or a Anycubic 0V2 if they're still making it. But yeah. The Creality Ender 3, sorry. If you're not familiar with it, it's by Creality. It was the first super cheap i3 that came out. I don't know, it's been out, what, 4 or 5 years now? It's been out for a long time. And then every other machine has been trying to beat the Ender 3 with features and price, but that is still one of the cheapest ones you can get, under 200 bucks. That'll be it. Okay, so let me open this up. I have filament here to show you guys. So this again is for my V0 build coming up, but this filament came in last week. All right, now I get out the extrusion. Hang on a second here. Oh, get a piece of the extrusion. Where you at? Here you are. This is the pinkish extrusion. So we're gonna go with this. Is it still looking kind of pink there? Focus on this and not on my face. There we go. So you see the pinkish extrusion with this light blue and also white. So that is the, yes, this is Inland's ABS. That's the color combo I'm gonna go with. This pinkish extrusion, which I didn't really like, but then once I put it with some of the blue and white parts in Fusion 360, it looked really good. So this is gonna be the Harley Quinn 3D printer. I need to find a, I might just call it Harley Quinn. Sorry, one second. Even though all my printers are named after what happened here? Even from the UK, Angus Young. Hello, hello. Well, I mean, Aaron, you're not right, but thanks for the disclaimer. I mean, you're not, sorry, you're not wrong. But thank you for the disclaimer. I'm not a fan of Crowley, but if somebody wants something and it fits their budget, I mean, you can't argue with the price. And if someone's limiting factor is cost, then that's it. But I do like Anycubic products, so I would rather push them instead. Inland ABS is a bit tricky, a little warped, but happy overall. Good, you want to get dialed in. I'll try some test pieces. I'll do some smaller ones first. I kind of like doing smaller batches instead of doing a bunch of big things, like a full plate at once. So, I mean, I did the, you saw here, I mean, I did all of this as one. This was 4.5 hours, dozen pieces or so, with no problem there. So I like doing smaller batches rather than filling the build plate and letting the print go for a day, because the likelihood of error is much higher. And while I have confidence in my machines, I'd rather not risk wasting a bunch of filament, especially when I'm only buying one spool of a certain color. And this spool is only really for this printer. So I think it will start looking good. So my goal is to try and get, since Clicky Probe's done, try and put some of the parts on the printer in the next, I don't know, if not tonight, the next few days. I need to start exporting all the parts that I need for that in their different colors into folders, and then I can pull that into Prusa Slicer and then start with, I don't know, blue or start with white, whatever it is, and start printing all those parts out and getting a bin together. Because I do, when I do my prints and my projects, I have these IKEA bins that I use, and I put all of the hardware and all of my printed parts in for each different build that I'm working on, and only that stuff goes in this bin so I don't really get mixed up. Or I have some spares or alternate pieces that I might use, like here's a filament sensor I'm going to throw in the Legacy eventually. It's not part of the core build, but it's here. LCD screen for Legacy. Again, probably not going to put it on, probably just going to run that headless, but I might throw it on. But this is how I stay organized with all the different projects that I'm working on at once. I try to keep them in these bins. And it does help out quite a bit. But let me put this extrusion back so I don't lose it. And I think the majority last time was for me to live stream the V0 build. So I need to figure out what that's going to look like if I end up doing that. T-Bar tornado in a closet. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Did I have a tornado? Was the tornado the big one or the small one? I think I had. I don't remember. I might have had one a couple years ago. It was the big one. Okay. No, I had the tarantula. That was the small one. It was the it was the CR10 for TiVo. Yeah. I did not have that one. I had the tarantula. And then I had their like newer tarantula, and then their like newer tarantula, which I don't think I ever did any videos on those because they were. I did do a video on it? Okay. Oh, I did. It was the green one. Yes. I did have that one. Yes, it was the green one. Yeah, that actually worked pretty good. That one was fine. Their build plate used to grip like heck. I remember that was the green one. Yeah. Yeah, I got rid of that when I moved from the last place to here. Because the only large format I have now is I have the I have Ultra Magnus, which is the A8 Plus. I have the dual extrusion one from I forget, and then I have Metroplex, the FT5. But yeah, so I hopefully will start printing the V0 parts here soon. And I might end up upgrading the top hat to the V2 version, or the 0.2 version of it. We do, that's it. Thank you, Aaron. We do, that was it. Yeah, because I have their little tiny printer, this little guy right in here that they sent. I need to do more prints on that too. I keep forgetting about it. But I did print out some spool holders for it so that I can use a large spool instead of the little one that they sent with it. Because it's only fit for 200-gram spools, which are stupid expensive on Amazon. And they're made by like 3 companies, but I do need to finish printing with that. I have like 6 projects going on right now, and I have a pretty hard time of keeping track of them all because I don't do this full time. I do it in my spare time. So yeah, it's I get distracted and I forget about things. All right, George says, I'm wanting to design my own parts. What free and easy use CAD program should I use? New to printing here. So you fixed the problem. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that, Gravedigger. The orange and gold one, glass bed remover sticker, $200 with 11 spools, baby. Yes, holy crap, that's insane. So for George, okay, so I don't think people will agree with me. Start with Fusion 360, 100% full stop. Fusion 360. It is a very powerful tool. It is free to hobbyists, so by all means, you can get it for free. I'm on the free version now. I paid for it for 1 or 2 years. Now I'm on the free version. You can have 10 active projects at once, and then you archive them, but it's easy enough just to make it editable or make it archived again. It's super simple. Like here, I'll even show you guys real quick. So that's fine. So all my projects are here in the side, and see how it says read only. I can just hit the drop down if it's going to load, maybe, and then make it editable. And that's all it is. And then it keeps a count up here in the top right on how many I have as editable. And when I'm done with it, I just make it read only again, make read only, and that's it. Now I'm down to 4 of 10. So it's super simple. And again, there's stuff here that's editable that I'm not really even editing anymore. It's just very simple to do. I thought it was going to be a bigger deal than what it actually was. So I'm glad that it's not. I don't think Tinkercad is good at all. I think Tinkercad is for children. It is basically like stacking different sized bricks. Like it's like my kids have this Melissa and Doug wooden block, and it's basically taking these different blocks and stacking them together and then hoping you're getting a decent project. But like you can't really do fillets easily, you can't do chamfers easily, at least not since I haven't used it in a long time. But get with Fusion 360 and start with that. There is Christopher something is his name for like 101. Bob, I like to make stuff, does he has a Fusion 360 course for a little bit. It shows again. I mean, it will continue to show it, Gravedigger, but you just have to set it to 0, and then it won't heat the bed. It won't try to heat the bed because it doesn't exist. Just set your first layer and other layers to 0 for the heated bed, and it should be fine. Onshape is online. At least with Fusion, you get a local program to install, and it uses your local resources. Onshape is great if you have a crummy computer and you don't have the compute power. You can use Onshape, but yes, they own your models because everything lives on their server, where yes, Fusion is cloud-based, but at least you have the program locally to work with. So it might be a steep learning curve at first, but I taught Fusion 360. I mean, I've told people just grab an object. So if there's some jigsaw bits that I got the other day, and measure this, get a pair of calipers, and try to recreate a simple object like this, and just go from there. That's what I did. I've now been using Fusion for almost 6 years, I guess now. It's been a while. I started shortly after I started 3D printing with Fusion, and it's been great. Again, I've learned it over the years. I can make most things pretty easily. But yeah. Oh, design a basic Lego brick. Yep, that's actually a really good one, Aaron. Like I said, you pick something up and try to create a simple shape. Get a salt and pepper shaker. A Lego brick is honestly, it's a pretty good one to do. But download it, give it a shot. So you have to create a sketch. Again, there are a billion Fusion 360 101, getting started in Fusion 360. I highly recommend getting on YouTube and look up some of those, because there's some really good creators out there that have done it. Still not sponsored by Pepsi. I've been trying. Maybe I should switch to Coke. It's disgusting, but maybe Coke will sponsor me instead. There's something flying in here. What else was I going to talk about? We got sidetracked a little bit there, which is great. So I did laser cutter, the legacy, the V0 update. What else do we have? What else have I been working on? It's been a lot of that. Last of Us is still great. It's on tomorrow night. Fantastic. Watch it on Monday with the missus. I wanted to buy Hogwarts Legacy. How about this? I wanted to buy Hogwarts Legacy, but it doesn't come out till April for the PS4. And it is just killing me. What was his name? It was like Christopher something. Aaron probably will know before I even finish typing this. That's not it. What is his name? Oh, Aaron posted the link. Let's see. Is this the right link, Aaron? That's not what I wanted. But he posted something that should work out. So, oh shoot, how do I get back? Oh no, how do did I lose my chat? No. Use the docs. Shoot, hang on a second. Chat. There we go. Lars Christensen, that's it. Thank you, Aaron. Adam, so the fusion is the fusion. The drama was about transphobic comments that what's her name? J.K. Rowling made a few years ago. And first heats of the hang on. So first heat of the extruder, then shows me bed heating when I click stop printing between 5 and 10 seconds, and it shows me homing failed, printing halted. Like I said, the only thing you setting your heated bed to 0, that should solve your problem. So if it's trying to heat your heated bed, that means your slicer, you've told it you have a heated bed and you told it to heat to a certain temperature. If you leave it at 0, that should solve the problem, because I print without a heated bed all the time when I do when I do oh my goodness, flexible filament on Optimus Prime with the Hemera. I do that with no heated bed all the time and just hit it to 0. Yeah, if it's not homing, that's a totally different issue then. But anyways, the Harry Potter drama, yes. I mean, again, she made some comments, but people are taking it out on the game, and I think that's pretty stupid, because she's already getting her money, and you not playing a game only hurts the game developers and the actors and everything that put their time and soul into the game. And it has nothing to do with, the only thing that it's Hogwarts, but it has nothing to do with the actual Harry Potter storyline. It's set 100 years before, actually like 100, it's in the 1800s. I mean, it's over 100 years before anything ever happened with Harry Potter or Voldemort, any of that. So, and it just kills me when people say, don't spend your money on this. Like, no one's gonna tell me how to spend my money. I do what I want to do with my money. I'm the one that made it. So the fact that people are like, oh, well, you're supporting this. I'm not supporting her at all. Her decisions. I grew up on the movies and on the books and everything like that. And it's part of people's youth was going to those movies and all of that. It'd be like if somebody came out something about Star Wars, you're still going to go watch Star Wars. It's one of the largest franchises to ever hit books and movies. And the fact they made a game, mostly open world game, is amazing. And I cannot wait to play it. But my whole drama about this is that the PS4 is not until April. And I wanted to play it on there so I could play with the family instead of playing it on my PC, which is right here in the office. I guess I could play in the living room, but it's a little more difficult out there. Another reason why I should have bought a PS5, but I didn't. Shucks. Yeah, I don't support her, anything that she's ever said, but we own all the books. I own all the movies. She's already made her few dollars off of me, and me buying the game, she's still going to get a cut of anything. Any Harry Potter shirt you buy, like, I'm sorry, people are going to spend their money how they want to spend it, and I don't think that the game developers and actors should be punished for that. So can you get a PS5? We'll, where are we at here? I'll do a fundraising stream, with the, $20 a month I get from YouTube. If I save up long enough, I can buy one. But then I can't build stuff here, so it's fine. I don't need one either. Like, could I buy one? Absolutely. I could order one today. Do I need a PS5? Would the wife approve the purchase of a PS5? Probably not. Just like she probably wouldn't approve me purchasing more Lego. So we'll see what I'm doing. But I might end up buying it on PC. I might buy it on PS4 as well later. I don't know, which is dumb to spend $160 on the game one on twice, but you know, I really want to play it. I want to play it a lot, and I think it would look amazing on PC from what I've seen so far. One of the Destiny 2 creators that I watch, he got early access to it, and he's been playing it for the past week, and it looks amazing. But he's playing on PC with a Xbox controller. It looks really, really good. So I gotta fix Chloe's. I told you guys about this, that we made this, Chloe and I. This was the great big staff that I'd fixed years ago, and I went ahead and just scaled it down to small, so it's only yay big. And this is for her to play Dungeons and Dragons at school. They have Wednesdays are like a fun class day, and one of their grade kids, I don't know who it was, but they wanted to do Dungeons and Dragons, so that's what they're doing. So we printed this little staff out, we sanded it, we painted it. It looks pretty good. You know, you can see obviously my seams here from the glue lines, whatever. She doesn't care, I don't care. But right here, this is not indexed. This bottom one down here is. So I need to figure out how to get these to attach better, because I've done super glue and it's broke. This was epoxy and it broke in the same place. So I need to figure out I need a 3D print, basically, a center finder, find the center here, drill a hole. I think I'm going to sink a small M3 into here, find the center point, drill a hole for the M3 to sit into snugly, and then epoxy it again and give it some something in there to actually hold it. But I got to sand it back down again. So I had gloop, but also I really don't want to order gloop for one thing. Like, why spend $15? So real quick, so Gravedigger, I don't know what your issue is at this moment. So we solved your bed issue, but it's not homing. So that's a different thing. I would try if you go in Marlin, I haven't used Marlin in forever, but just tell it to home all three axes, make sure all three axes home properly, and go to there. Yeah, just try to home everything first and see how that goes, and then try your print again. And yes, post to the Discord, because Adam, Aaron, everybody's in there, so we're happy to give you a help. You can post some screenshots too, or some pictures of what your problem is. But there's a link for Discord down below, and anybody that's watching this, yeah, join the Discord. We like to talk about stuff. I'll post what I'm working on and whatnot. But yeah, if you post there with some pictures and more context of things, I think we'll be able to get you sorted out faster. But yeah, so I think the M3 screw is going to be the way forward on this. So again, I just need to sand down the epoxy that I had on here, sand these surfaces flat again. Well, they're pretty flat, but just to get the glue that's on there off, and then drill and do all that stuff. So I need to 3D print a center finder, which are easy enough to do. I need to get this fixed for her. So if I can try and print that out maybe tonight or tomorrow, she comes back tomorrow, and then we can glue it and repaint that part. And then she'll be good for next week. But again, that's another one of the 40 things that are on the list to take care of. Close that, that's fine. But I really want to get the legacy finished so I can start on the V0. And then I need to figure also where and how I'm gonna live stream it. I might end up, I'm trying to also finish the Sculpt Fun laser engraver so that I can move that out to the enclosed garage. I think I'm going to put it out there. I just need to get a table for out there, because I don't have a table out there for it, to be able to actually cut some stuff and let it run out there. Because in here, I can only do things small, but I open the windows, have the fan going in here to blow out the stuff from the wood. Excuse me, which has worked so far, but I need to move it out somewhere and have a little bit more space, because there's nothing less space in here right now for that. But anyways, move the computer over, put the camera up there, and then I think I'll just build on the desk there. But I need to move some more of that stuff out of the way to try and get that sorted. What's that? Okay. But yeah, I really want to get started on that stuff. And then finish up the other build. I still need to do the PCBWay sponsored video with Metroplex. And then, yeah, I have like 6 videos right now that I'm working on, and I need to definitely empty my memory card off my camera soon so I don't lose everything. I try to do that as often as I can, but I've definitely lost things before, and that was definitely no bueno. So, let's see where we're at here. There we go. He's in the Discord now. So, ladies and gents, head over there and we'll try to help him out. We'll try to help you out. What else is there? Yeah, it's really all I really had going on. Again, it's the wiring of this took definitely a hot minute. I had done some DuPont ended motor wires and they were not staying seated properly because it's really not what they're made for. So I end up looking through my box of cables and I found some actual cable lengths that were good, good length as well. So that was the other thing, that they were a decent length. They weren't too long. I did cut one down because it was definitely way too long and I didn't want all that in the electronics. But pull it over here real quick. Oof. It's not terribly heavy, but you can see fans there, all electronics going there real nicely. They go up in this split loom. Most of them fit. Some of them don't quite fit in there. It's a small split loom. And then it goes up and over. I got some black PTFE, which is nice for that. It's all cable managed nicely. So it's a very clean looking printer, honestly. Super clean looking. I just really want to get started playing with it. Start printing with it. Marlon Firmer. Yeah, that's right, Gravedigger. That's fine. Again, Marlon Firmer or what was the other one called? You can also put it in the printer rehab section. But yeah, if you're doing firmware stuff, yeah. Betamax, what printer is that? That is the Voron Legacy, which is almost completed. If you missed the beginning of the stream, I am doing a multi-part video series on how to build it because there is no documentation for it. It is dated, but that again, that is the point of it. So I took my Hypercube and took all the parts from that and I put those into the Voron Legacy to reuse a lot of the parts, which was great. But yeah, and it doesn't I'm not meant to be a fast printer. It's just, I wanted to build it. It's something to build. Do I need another printer? No, but here we are. And again, it's my first Voron project, with the V0 being the next one. Do I need a V0? No. Am I going to enclose it? I don't know. I have the leftover panels from Bumblebee, the MGN Cube, because it was an extra, I want to say $1 or $2 to cut another sheet. So all the panels that I got custom cut for the BLV MGN Cube, again, another $1, have another sheet. So I have a bunch of these, and this is that, like, I forget what this stuff is called. What is this? It's some type of PVC type, non-flammable type of material. It's like it's a mix between acrylic and the like foam board kind of. It's PV something, PC something. I don't know. Anyways, I do have this. So if I want to enclose it, I could do most sides with this. But I don't know if I will, because I don't need it to be enclosed. Unless it's that accurate, then maybe I will. But the V0 is going to be enclosed. So I don't know. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Do I have the parts to do so? Yes, I do. Do I want to? That's the question. And I don't know if I want to or not. I would just need to get something clear for the front and then figure out how to put a top hat on it, because I don't really need a top hat. It gets warm in here whenever I just turn off the air conditioner, which is super nice to have. I didn't have that in my last place. Well, the Trident, I debated on converting the FT5 to a Trident, but I decided against it. I mean, I think if I was to build another Volrun, it would be probably a 2.4. Because I like how the base stays and the carriage moves. I think it's a very cool, it's a kinematic and a build that I've not done before, which is why that makes it interesting to me. Where I've done several Core XYs now. I've done oodles of i3s, but the 2.4 is different. Do I still have my FT5? Yes, I do. It is right down there with all the stickers on it. It is now called Metroplex. So a few live streams ago, I went ahead and converted that to Clipper. I put Clipper on it instead of Marlin to update it. I have most of the 713 maker parts on there. And I think it was it Adam? Or who was it? Someone, I'm sorry if I forget, but someone sent me the 713 maker aluminum bed as well. So that is what is on there, and it's working great. That is what's done. All of the ABS parts for the Legacy were printed on the FT5, which is fully enclosed with the 3D Upfitters kit. Their acrylic kit that they made years ago. I don't think the company's around anymore, but they sent one to me to review. It's a pretty good kit. It was expensive because they were a small boutique company, but I still have the entire enclosure still on there, and I use the printer now more than I really ever did now that it's dedicated for ABS. The 2.4 is ridiculously loud. Tried it in silent compared to 2.4. It might be due to the NVIDIA build when I made it. They put clip on yours as well. It's very good. Yes. So it was honestly, the price. So when the FT5 came out, for those who are not familiar with it, it was a company called Folgertech, which is now gone. They folded shortly after COVID started, pretty much, because they ordered all their parts from China, and then they built the printers in-house. So it was a small boutique shop. It's called Folgertech. Just like I'm Fugatech, this is his last name. So John Folger was the owner there. And he made a 2020 i3, which was relatively decently priced, about $250, $220, something like that. 100% DIY kit. And then he came out with the FT5 for $500. And it's a 300 by 300 by 400 on the Z printer. Easily enclosable because it is completely inside of a 2020 aluminum extrusion frame. And yeah, I mean, it was a steal. It was the second print I ever bought. My first was a G-Tech i3 aluminum, first one ever. If you know the other 3D printing YouTuber, Jimmy Shaw Tidbits, he and I started a few months from each other, and we actually started with the same printer. So it was very cool to see what he was doing versus what I was doing, working on the printer, upgrading the printer. We both did different things. But we were the same size for quite a long time, and I don't know if he's still making videos or not. I haven't seen in a long time. But anyways, it was the second print I ever bought, was the FT5. Took me like 40 hours to build it, something goofy, because again, super DIY build. But I learned a ton from it. I've upgraded the bejesus out of it. But now there's no part cooling fan on it, and it is 100% dedicated to ABS printing. I don't need to print anything else on it because, again, I have a plethora of other printers. I have dedicated printers for flexible. I have dedicated printers for ABS now. And it works really well for that. So if you can find them, because people do sell them still in the wild for maybe a couple $100, because it is a very, very big printer. It's very big. It's not as big as the BLV, which is all 2040 extrusion. If you're unfamiliar, the BLV MGN Cube, it's a big Core XY. But the difference with the Folgertech is it was more, I don't know if it wasn't considered an HBOT because it had independent dual Y and then an independent x-axis where HBOT is still a way with belts, kind of like Core XY. But I think it was just like a different way of i3 or something. I forget what kinematics technically the BL, what did I make it as actually? What did I set it to in Metroplex configuration printer? I can't remember. Is it just, oh, Cartesian cube. That's what it is. Okay, Cartesian cube. I couldn't think right now what it was. But again, it's unique, which is why I also like to keep it around. Oh yeah, here kinematics is just Cartesian. And here's the clipper config for it real quick. But yeah, Cartesian. So again, I think I need to change this Excel down to like maybe like 2800, 2500 maybe. I think that would help a little bit with some of the things being just off just ever so much. But yeah, it wasn't, it was a long build, but I'm glad I did it and whatnot. Oh, that's what I did recently. So I needed, and the way it went around this was just silly. So I recently swapped out the Y motors for some better LDOs, and Linear's LDO rail is much smoother. Oh, mine's pretty smooth. I mean, the rails are definitely need some love. I try to oil them at least once every couple months. But anyways, I needed a Raspberry Pi 0W for this guy. And I found one. I was like, great, I've got it. So I had wired in, there's some DC to DC power converters in here. And I had one set for 12 volts. And if you know where I'm going with this, you'll know. And I accidentally put 12 volts to this guy and fried it. So, because now the CPU just gets really, really hot. It doesn't output anything. I might try it one more time just to see if I do get any video output. But yeah, I put 12 volts to this guy and that killed it. And that was like a $100 mistake these days because these cost about $100 now, even though there's a $15 piece of electronics. So what I did is I took apart Teletran, and Teletran 1 sat in my little Alexa 3D printed thing that I made, which had LEDs in it, and I never got Adam to tell me how to wire these in to this, but I wanted this to have, this is a PETG clear piece. I wanted to have LEDs in here for this. But anyways, I cooked it. So I stole the Raspberry Pi Zero that was Teletran 1. If you're unfamiliar, that is the computer name from Transformers G1. And I put that in there. And then I got the, what's the company? The Lay Potato, which is a Raspberry Pi 3 clone. And the Lay Potato is right here. Sorry, it's plugged in. I just have it kind of sitting here. This is now Teletran 1 and sitting here. So I went ahead and figured out how to put Clipper on here, and that is now how I manage all of my printers. So I do that because I like having a single common interface that's local instead of going to the fluid.xyz domain and then adding everything to that. I like having it local so that if my internet is down, my router is still working, I can still work with all my printers. It could go to them directly, but I like having the one because if I show you here, so it's teletran1.local, I can click here and here's all of my printers listed on the one side. So I can, and it can go, anyone that's online, I can just click and go to it, update it, do everything. So I like having it done this way. I know I can run Fluid on a Docker on my, and that would be through my FreeNAS server. But I hate dealing with Dockers. Honestly, I'm not good at it. I just don't deal well with it. And I think I tried once. I couldn't figure it out. So, but anyways, I would just use that for now until I can get my hands on some Pi Zeros. So, yeah, Vince. So there's a bunch. Actually, it's funny. It's like Ryan or somebody else was like, "Oh, I've got all these Pi Zeros." I'm like, "Great for you guys." So I have them on. I have the Pi Zeros on notification on several different websites, and then there's a website to like see the pie stock. Our pie locator, that's what it is. So I go to this every now and then, and a lot of them are in Europe, which is great, but like the shipping ends up being goofy. And I have them on notification for like Adafruit and somewhere else too. And by the time I get the email, they're already sold out. So it's kind of pointless to even really try to get a hold of one at this point. I just need to wait for stock to come down. And I think the CEO of Raspberry Pi said that they should have their stock shortages sorted by the end of 23. Vince, I am not, but I have a US address, which is how I get my mail. But I have a Virginia address that I order like Amazon to and stuff like that, so I can get things. But yeah, but then ordering things from Europe, a lot of the websites that I found as well only ever ship to Europe or something else like that. So yeah, it's just... I appreciate it, Vince. I choose Adam. The only thing I need is I need zeros, zero W's, ones or twos is really what I need for most of the printers. I do need to figure out something for the V0 because I don't have anything now since I cooked this guy. Really wish I didn't put the 12 volts to it, but here we are. But I got super excited because I went down to my electronics. I have some of these little fishing boxes. Like this one is all my screws in it, all the different sizes. And I was going through the other day and I was like, oh, I think I have one. And I had it, it was there, and I put it into the wrong thing. W's or twos, yeah, whatever. I mean, shit, I'll pay you for them. But yeah, I didn't look on the undercarriage to see what it has space for. And if I couldn't get my hands on a Pi 2, I was just going to buy another lay potato because I think they're like 40 bucks. I'm just going to pitch out in the trash now. They're 35 right now. So here's the lay potato. This is what I got. The Libre compute board. It's 35 bucks. So, hello, Other Shane. How are you? But yeah, you see when I got this one, I've been holding on it for a little while. I just went ahead and did it. You have to use Debian to put onto it. They have a thing for it. But yeah, so this is, I got this one. 35 bucks, not bad. If I can use one of these on the Pi Zero, then I will do that. Or on the V0. I can always do that. You just have to buy a dongle with it. So it makes it like $45. I was looking at, where's that window at? I was looking at those, so I was looking here at the Banana Pi, and there's some alternatives. A couple websites came up to look at those. And then the Orange Pies, a couple of those as well. So yeah. And I'm not against trying out other hardware too, because if I can be the platform to tell people, hey, there are other things than Raspberry Pis, then great. It's just nice that the Clipper image is made for Raspberry Pi. I don't think the Clipper image works on other things. Again, the lay potato requires Debian versus it's not Red Hat, shit, what is it? I don't know, whatever it is that we use on the Raspberry. The Orange Pi LTS, yeah. Mainsail. I just want to switch to another. I like Fluid. I really do. And I really don't want to switch over to Mainsail. Oh, that's what I did the other day. Where's it at? It's not on my desk. Where did I put it? I did a thing. Where is it? I was working on it. And what did I do with it? What did I do? Working on it here. So I got one of my, so I don't use my Waze cameras anymore because all my kids are older now, and I was using them as like a baby monitor and stuff like that, which was really easy to do. And it was effective, and I could keep an eye on the different rooms and things like that where the kids were. So I recently flashed it to work as a webcam for Clipper. And I have no idea where I put it at this point. Nope, it's not up there. I have no idea what to do with it. I had it here. Because I know I imaged it. It took me a little while to get the edge to work, too. Oh, is it? Nope. That's the Waze 2 cam or 3, whatever it is. Anyways, I don't know where it went, but yeah, I got it re-imaged, and I was gonna throw it on one of my printers just to kind of play with the thing. I thought about doing a video about it because they're super cheap cameras. And yeah, literally no idea what I did with it. It'll probably hit me in a week or two what I did with it, but yeah, anyways, it took me a little while to get it done, but yeah. Yeah, so I used Klua, I don't know if Kiua, I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyways, that's what I used on the Lay Potato, was put on the Raspbian version that they had. I switched it to Kuya, maybe, I don't know. But I put the image on there. I set it to be command line only, so it didn't take up resources for the desktop, and then finally was able to remote into it and do that. But I had to hook my monitor up to it to be able to see, get the IP address, etc., etc. Which I probably could do that a different way, but anyways, I was able to do that, and it worked out just fine. So, it's gonna bug me. I don't know what to do with that camera. It's really gonna bug me for the next like day until I figure out where in the world I put it, because I have no idea. I guess I should probably put this stuff away at some point. My other AliExpress order came in, so I had gotten FiSec had a sale again, so I gotten some more grub screws. I got a pin to probe replacement. I got one of the Prusa filament sensors as well, and some more PTFE. So I need to put this stuff away into my 3D printing bin. No sleep until the camera's found. I will probably end up not recording tonight because I'm going to look for that doggone camera. And it's probably sitting like behind my head or something because I'm an idiot. But I did that like 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Oh man, my knees cracked. I don't know if you guys heard that, but holy hope, that cracked like crazy. But yeah, I did it and I got excited because it took several reboots of this thing to work properly. I don't know if it was just the way I rebooted it or if it was the image. I might have re-downloaded the image to get it to work. But it's gonna kill me, guys. I'm telling you. It's gonna drive me mad until I can find where I put it. And I probably put it somewhere like, oh, I'll remember it's there. And not remember where I put it. It's killing me. I'm thinking about it all the time now. Anyways, I might do a video on that at some point. It's just, again, one more video idea to do. I wish I had a freaking editor to edit stuff, because it's, I mean, I'm in for editing, it's fine, but it just takes some space in my brain. I need to do that. While you're sick to 2 hours sleep looking for it. Yeah, I've done that. You start going down the rabbit hole of looking for things, and your mind, you get so hyper focused on that one thing. It's probably because I'm ADD or whatever. But you're so hyper focused on doing that one thing that you don't know, you can't function unless you finish that task or whatever it is. Like, that's what it is. You're hyper focused and you can't think into like, man, I need to find this one thing. But I'll get distracted here in 5 minutes and then I won't remember about it for another month because, yeah, literally no I freaking idea. Anyways, I'll figure something out. Aaron probably doesn't know where it is. He's like, yeah, I saw you the other day. You put it here. It would be pretty funny if he did actually. I did get some good use out of something I bought a while ago. Did I get this off of AliExpress or Amazon? But this itty bitty, so the only thing I keep in here is my small battery powered, right there is my small Ryobi battery powered hand drill. I need a Waze cam to track where I put my Waze cameras. That's valid. But it's a little twist drill bit. It's got a chuck, okay, and it came with some small drill bits, so from 0.8 to 3 millimeter. And I have to say, the 3 mil, I don't have metric drill bits because that's just a quarter-inch chuck, quarter-inch bit on that little screw gun. It doesn't have a chuck on it, so if I need to drill something bigger out, obviously I'm going to get a drill out. But for doing all of these small parts that I've been doing for the Voron, using this little guy with the 3 mil bit in there has been absolutely fantastic because it's great for just reaming out those holes that aren't quite, you have a little bit of, again, I'm over extruding a little bit on the FT5, so the holes are a little tight, and you end up threading in a through hole instead of where you should be threading, which is the threaded inserts or whatever. But this has been insanely handy, actually. So I used this quite a bit over the last week. I guess like 2 months, but I totally forgot about it until today. I got it back out because I was working on the clicky probe stuff and I needed to ream out the 3 millimeter holes for the M3 screws. So this was actually a great little purchase. I think it was only a couple bucks, honestly. It's not super robust. It's not a very expensive tool. It's not great quality, but it works for this little fine things that you have to do. So I'm excited. I do wish I wish I could get a 5 mil in here, but obviously it's not really made for that. I did try to do some 3D printed drill holder like this, but it sucked. It really did suck. I can't remember where I got this from. I don't know if it was on AliExpress. I happened to run into it one day, or if it was actually on Amazon. But again, I tried 3D printing my own, and it just was horrible. Definitely horrible. But it worked out well. Again, just kind of want to share a little tidbitty tool thing that I have. Did I get freaking bit by a mosquito? I was out all day and didn't get bit, and yet my leg is so itchy right now because I think I got bit. Stupid camera. Stupid camera. So yeah, that's really all I have. Again, it's gonna kill me here, Adam. It's gonna kill me, buddy. Absolutely kill me. I'll ask my wife. I bet you she knows where it is. She never comes to my office, but I bet she knows where it is. That's really it. So I'm probably gonna call it here. And again, I want to go film the closing for this, and then tomorrow hopefully start filming the clicky probe. I would love to get that done just tomorrow and then be able to edit it right away. But if I film the closing for this, I can get it uploaded this week. If I can film the clicky like tomorrow and Monday night, then later in the week or next week, I can have the clicky probe. And then I can actually start homing this thing fully and working on the configuration and dialing everything in and whatnot. So I'll have a dream about the camera. I'll definitely have a dream, and I'll wake up tomorrow morning and be like, yep, that's where it was. Again, or I'll forget about it. And if I don't say anything about it till next week, somebody needs to ask me if I ever found the camera next week, and I'll let you know if I even looked for it, because I might not. But yeah, I'm gonna get this filmed, try to get this video up. I need to do some more cutting with the Sculpt Fun, some more printing with the Little We Do Tina 2. That's what it was, the Tina 2. And try to get those videos done soon. So after 24 hours, set a little alarm on your phone, ask Shane about the camera, and see how it goes. So, well, hey, another great stream, everybody. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. I will be here next weekend, so I will do a live stream next Saturday, and then I hopefully will be able to start printing out the parts for the V0, and then I'll figure out that live stream. I might do that like Sunday nights, maybe. I'll try to do a couple hours on like a Sunday night, or do a Saturday night and then a Sunday night hangout, because I like doing these hangouts every week. I just talk about random things, what I've been working on and whatnot. It works out pretty well. A dream kid clip. Yes, it's corn. But yeah, all right, y'all stay fancy. Join the Discord. Let's talk down there. Again, if you want to support the channel at all, there's a bunch of links down below. Patreon, if you're into that, or any other way. Use the affiliate links. That's great. That's how I get most of the funding that I use to build these type of projects, things like that. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night. Happy printing, and I'll see you all next time.